against the Duke Blue Devils. He's going to be really important inside of that zone.
Well, and he was terrific, of course, at the JMA Dome back on the 11th of January. Syracuse won 82-72. Big ball game tonight, not just in the 40 minutes here at Castle Coliseum, but in the collective seasons of both Virginia Tech and Syracuse. Jesse Edwards, Grant Basile get us going. And great to have you tonight on ACC Network. MJ Collins draws the start for Mike Young, and of course the Orange settle into the zone here, Dan.
Well, they do, and you got to get the ball inside and then look quickly.
Here's Padula at the foul line. And the rebound taken away, and that is Malik Brown. And you'll notice Jim Boeheim's lineup tonight, the freshman from Culpeper, Virginia. Brown plugged in, so this is a brand new lineup. First time the Orange have started a ball game this way. Edwards on the scoop at the offensive end, so each club has missed a shot.
Well, of course, Tech opens in the man-to-man.
And here's the Hokie lineup. We told you about Collins with Cattoor, Padula, Basile, and Mutts. And there is Basile from the corner. My goodness, 37th three of the year for the Wright State transfer.
The Virginia Tech Hokies, Wes, when they're right, they're relying heavily on the three-point basket. Mike Young's not going to be happy with that backdoor cut, just a defensive breakdown. And one of the problems the Hokies have had in ACC play is they haven't really shot the three effectively.
Now Virginia Tech in ACC play, just 33% from behind the line. Three-ball Cattoor. And the rebound pulled away by Jesse Edwards.
Now, Cattoor, of course, did not play in the last game that when these two teams met. Here there's that back down we talked about.
Gerard's done a marvelous job developing a full game for Coach Boeheim. And we'll get a held ball, and possession will belong to the Orange. And there, across the way, is the 77-year-old native of Lyons, New York. Most wins among active Division I head coaches, 1,011 now in 47 years at his alma mater. Sliding through is Mintz, and he'll draw the foul from Cattoor. Judah Mintz has got a crafty game, Dan.
Yeah, he does, Wes. He's a guy who does not shoot the three very well, but he's really good attacking the basket. As the season has gone on, he's done a much better job being a point guard. In high school, he was a scoring guard, and so he's done a much better job finding his open teammates, get mid-range jump shots, but he's always been very good getting to the basket.
First on Cattoor, Mintz is a 75% free throw shooter. Syracuse comes into the ball game. They are 11th in conference play at 72%. And he buys one of two.
This is a game, I think, where the Hokies are going to have to score. They scored 72 points in the last game, and they still lost by 10.
Yep.
And Syracuse is a team that can put some points on the board.
How about Basile again from behind the line? Mutts the rebound. Had it taken away by Edwards. Now Gerard leads the break. He'll try and skip it ahead. Thrown away to Basile. Turned over by the Orange. Here's Padula in transition. The lob and dunk for Justyn Mutts.
That's some play by Mutts. That was not a perfect pass.
Edwards rolls and will score easily.
Wait, that's a facet he's really added to his game, Wes. Virginia Tech really worried about playing, defending that screen, and they just let Edwards go.
5-all ball game. We've played almost 3 minutes. There's that high post pass. Nice catch. Basile on the bounce. He's got 5 early.
Wes, that was a really hard move. He had to twist his body around to be able to get that up there.
Yep. High screen by Edwards, trying to get Mintz on the attack. Gerard looking for a window. And here is the 6'8" rookie Brown back to the veteran. Now Edwards will move on Basile. Tried to force it up, and I think Clarence Armstrong's going to tag him for a travel. Yep. Turned over by Jesse Edwards, but back to the bounce and lob from Padula.
That's a nice job by Virginia Tech to get out in transition. As I say, it's a good idea by Padula. Not a particularly well-executed pass, but you have some margin for error when you're working with a guy like Mutts.
Yep. Here's Padula, foul line area. Quick pass, Basile the catch, and slapped out of there by Brown. Justin Taylor has checked in for Syracuse, wearing jersey number 5. He's a freshman from Charlottesville. You get a look at Malik Brown, who's also from the Commonwealth. He's a Culpeper native.
It's a good thing Basile caught that ball. There'd been a hole in his stomach. That was some hard pass, but it was thrown into traffic. You don't want to throw the ball into trouble if you can avoid it.
Quick bounce pass is kicked by the Orange. And it'll stay with the Hokies and Mike Young, who had the pregame popcorn.
Always.
Yep, 66 wins here in Blacksburg, 365. And now his 21st season as a head coach. Here's Padula. Quick bounce pass. There's Basile. Quick three. Spins out. Edwards another rebound for the Orange.
Now he's made one, Wes, but he's had 3 really good looks.
Yep.
And I think if you're the Hokies, you're willing to live and die with that.
Girard backing down on Cattoor. Little fall-away is partially blocked, but right to Edwards. Mintz spinning. Foul line jumper is no good.
That's really good defense.
Padula for Cattoor. For Collins is 3 out of the corner. And Edwards will pull that away for the Orange. Syracuse doing a nice job of not allowing any second chance opportunities. Taylor a 3.
And that's what he does, Wes. He is an outstanding outside shooter.
First points in almost 3 games for Justyn Taylor, who plays about 17 minutes a contest.
Ooh.
There's another look, and Basile scores and draws the foul on Edwards. 7 for Basile. Free throw for the Hokies when we come back to the Castle. Underway in Blacksburg tonight on ACC Network. Well, you see the first meeting 17 days ago. Syracuse pulled away late, Dan, to win 82-72. The differential in 5 3-point baskets. Big night for Basile. Big night for Girard. Bench points also a factor.
We talked about the fact that Virginia Tech is a team that really is a good team when they're scoring effectively. I'm not sure they're going to win very many games when they only make 3 3-point baskets. And the second half field goal percentage, of course, that is a big difference. And, you know, during that 7-game losing streak, Mike Young's guys didn't play poorly, Wes. They just, something went wrong every game. And in most games, it was the fact that they didn't shoot the ball well.
After the foul on Edwards got us to the break, Basile missed the chance at the 3-point play. So a 1-point lead for Virginia Tech, and a lob and dunk. Mintz, a special delivery, and Jesse Edwards has got a pair of field goals here.
That's the second time Virginia Tech has found themselves picked off and has given up an easy inside basket.
Here is Mutts, quickly Cattoor, right corner Basile. Crisp ball movement here by the Hokies, trying to find the crease in the zone. Cattoor, quick shot. And what a follow by Collins. My goodness.
Boy, did he come flying in there.
Didn't he? Hokies regain the lead on an acrobatic follow by their freshman M.J. Collins. And Padula almost took it away. Held ball. Will send it to the Hokies.
Just lots of times when you play zone, you don't have any specific blockout responsibilities. And Collins flies in. He was over the back, but fortunately the back he was over was Basile's.
Here's Mutts. He seems to be the guy. Basile the dunk. And Dan, when I say the guy, Mutts is the guy who's triggering the offense.
And as soon as they start dropping off of him for those passes, he's really good at that mid-range jump shot.
Hokies by 3. Taylor on a quick pass. Edwards the catch. Basile blocked it and recovers it, and Edwards has committed his second. Both Syracuse fouls belong to the senior from Amsterdam, Jesse Edwards.
And I know this is frustrating for Edwards to have your shot blocked, but you got to understand, you've already got one foul. You're so valuable to your team, you just have to let that one go.
Yep.
And that's sort of been a problem for Edwards from time to time. He really needs to stay in the game, and every once in a while he gets some foul trouble.
So with Edwards on the bench, Monir Hima, the 6'11 sophomore transfer from Niger, checks into the lineup. He plays right there in front of Mutts. Here's Cattoor out of the corner.
Virginia Tech's passing, Wes, has been outstanding. They're forcing that defense to commit. They've been trying to go outside to stop the three-point shot, but then Virginia Tech has hurt them inside, so now they clog the inside and Cattoor hits the three.
Hokies have opened up a 6-point lead. Taylor at the top, and it rims out, rebounded by Mutts. 7-0 run for Virginia Tech. Padula thought about it. Here's Mutts again. One dribble on that zone and 10 to shoot now. Collins to Mutts, quick pass. That's Lynn Kidd, and it's blocked off by Hima. Award the basket for Kidd on the goaltend by Monir Hima.
That is great ball movement and great patience by Virginia Tech.
And a timeout will be taken here by the Orange. 8-point lead for Virginia Tech. It's a 9-0 run. 7 minutes in at the Castle. Quadruple header, and boy, Virginia Tech's on a tear. Syracuse has gone almost 2.5 minutes without a basket. Benny Williams on the floor for the first time tonight. Slapped out of there, and the Hokies have a turnover. Virginia Tech's done a terrific job against the zone, Dan.
Well, they sure have. That's been the key. They've moved the ball so effectively.
Here is Lynn Kidd, and out on the left side, John Camden, a young freshman from Downington, PA, misses his 16th three of the year. He's hit 3 in 15 tries coming into the ball game for Mike Young. Symir Torrance on to run the offense, and here's Taylor with another 3.
I'm not sure that at this point in his development, Wes, that contested 3 is really in his wheelhouse. He's really good if he gets an open look.
Here's Camden. Darius Maddox, by the way, announced prior to the ball game, is not available tonight for family reasons. Here is Kidd, a quick kick out. Camden eyes a 3, spins out, and the rebound for the freshman Taylor. Torrance and the Orange are just hoping for a basket here. Kick out 3 from the front, and how about Judah Mintz's 8th three of the year?
Well, Wes, he comes into the game from outside from three-point range, shooting 16% in ACC play, 18% overall.
Camden will try another one, left it short. And the rebound for Hima, I should say, Monir Hima, who has come onto the floor after Jesse Edwards picked up 2 fouls 6 minutes into this first half. And that ball got stripped off of Torrance. It's going to go the Hokies. Virginia Tech with a 5-point lead here on a big Saturday in the Castle. 4 of our quadruple header. What a day it's already been as we reach the midway point of ACC play, and we're seeing a good one here tonight, Dan.
Well, we sure are. This is a very important game for both teams, probably more so for Virginia Tech as they try to get back to their winning ways. And, of course, when you play Syracuse, you've got to be able to attack that zone. And so far, Virginia Tech has done an outstanding job. Grant Basile's the guy scoring. But look here, Justyn Mutts catches the ball in the middle, makes a great pass to Basile, who locates perfectly. Then, okay, let's send Basile out to the corner. And then how about that left-handed pass by Padula? And Basile, he catches the ball inside West. He's twisting and turning all around, but somehow he's able to score.
Syracuse came out of a drought on the 3 by Mintz a moment ago. And here's another look out of Cattoor from the right corner.
And again, West, the defense collapses inside. And I'll tell you what, you can't leave Cattoor like that.
Nope.
But there's the way Virginia Tech is playing on offense has the Orange between the devil and the deep blue sea here.
Justyn Mutts had 9 assists 17 days ago in the first meeting between these two. He's already got 5, and Padula just fouled Girard on a 3. So Sean Padula, the sophomore from Edmond, Oklahoma, draws his first. It's the second on Virginia Tech.
He's got some energy about him, does Padula. And he gets him on the wrist.
So here is Girard, who arrived in Central New York as one of the best pure free throw shooters in New York State history. Remember, of course, he set all sorts of scoring records in Glen Falls.
Well, what, his senior year, he averaged like 50 points a game or some crazy thing?
Yep, and was noted for free throw shooters. In fact, I was once called out for putting the announcer jinx on a free throw one time at the Dome.
Oh, really?
But I haven't said a word, and Girard missed the back end. So there we go.
Okay, well, there's no such thing as the announcer jinx.
He got 2 of the 3. Orange to within 6. Here's the zone, and Mutts, look at that. Look away pass for Cattoor. Look at that. Oh, my goodness, he threw it, and Basile wasn't quite ready to handle it, it looked like, Dan.
Well, I don't know how he got that to Basile. Really, he threw it through about 6 sets of arms.
Mutts has kind of got a vibe about him at that post position at the foul line area against the zone, it feels like. I mean, when you have 9 assists in the first game, probably feeling pretty good, right?
He's already got 4 today, as you said.
Here's Collins, who drew the start, and Cattoor traveled on the hop. Yep. Hunter wanted to go one way, thought about it, and it cost Virginia Tech possession as we've reached the midway point. We talk about the midway point of the ACC calendar. That came in the noon hour today. 75th conference game. We had 75 down, 75 to go before we get to Greensboro. There's a runner and another acrobatic score for Mintz. That is 6 for Judah Mintz.
And Wes, that's foul number 2 on Sean Padula.
Yep.
We said Mintz is really aggressive, and he is hard to stay in front of. Padula got a little bit tangled up with Basile there. And that's 2 fouls now on Padula in back-to-back possessions.
3rd on the Hokies, and Mintz had the free throw roll off. He's got 6 here in the first half. Freshman from Fort Washington, Maryland. There's Padula to the foul line for Mintz. Quick kick to the corner for Collins. Look at an open 3, Cattoor.
Wes, you can't move the ball any better than that.
He did not play in the game at Syracuse, Dan, but he's impacting this one here. Hokie lead is 7. And a turnover. Mutts rolled to the deck and tried to make the save, and Mintz commits the foul. It'll be his first and the 3rd on the orange.
Boy, Mutts has been active on both ends of the court, Wes. The only mistake he made that time is he tried to recover the ball by dribbling it. And it worked out pretty well because he was able to draw the foul.
Well, let's go back to the ball movement here, Dan. It's been spectacular.
Well, Mutts throws it inside, and it's not a clean catch by Basile, but because he's operated so effectively in there, the defense collapses, and Cattoor is a guy who knows how to find the open area.
All right, substitutions here for the Hokies. We get our first look at Maligel Poteet. He's coming to the ball game to run that baseline against the zone. Basile now plays the post, and a nice pass. Poteet the basket. Lead goes to 9. Here's Girard, a kick out and a 3 ball from Williams. And the rebound for Cattoor. Cattoor out front, Padula on the bench with the fouls. Basile moves to the post area, and here's Collins a 3. 5 for Collins. That's his 11th 3 of the year. Jim Boeheim wants a timeout, and he will take it. He's got a word for Judah Mintz as they come back to the bench. Virginia Tech has built a 12-point lead at home. In the huddle, who just patting Hunter Cattoor on the chest, Mike Young, the head coach of the Hokies. Tell you what, he's got a plan tonight against this zone, doesn't he?
Well, he's got a plan, Wes, but his guys are executing the plan perfectly. You know, that's the thing. You can have all the plans you want, but if your players don't do what they're supposed to do, then they're sort of worthless.
Yep.
But boy, what we have seen from Virginia Tech tonight is tremendous ball movement, and when they're getting open shots, they're making a very high percentage. the Hokies look like an offensive machine. And Wes, it's a 12-point game, but with the way the Hokies are playing offense, you think it's like a 22-point game.
Mintz back in the ball game, thought about the three. Cattoor there. Girard a little step back and push. Hema could not control the rebound for Syracuse.
Well, Cattoor noted as a tremendous defender, and he was just close enough to Girard to bother that one.
John Camden with
oh my!
There's a long three by Cattoor.
That was deep.
And the Orange back on the attack, down 12. They need a three, and Taylor obliges.
Wes, that's what I'm talking about. That time, Taylor, the catch and shoot three before the defense gets there.
Yep.
That seems to be what his strength is right at the moment.
Justyn Taylor, who played his final year at IMG Academy in Florida, but is a Charlottesville product. A couple of Virginians on this roster. Here is Collins launching and hitting.
Okay, that's not a defensive lapse right there by Syracuse. That's just great offense.
Yep. Back to a 12-point advantage. Taylor against Poteet. And now the Hokies can gamble a little bit more here, right, Dan? Mintz fouled before the shot. That'll get us to a timeout. Mike Young's team up 12. Ahead of 7 minutes to play in the first half.
Hunter Cattoor, the ball goes inside. He doesn't stand. He goes down to the open area in the corner, and of course he's a great three-point shooter. Now MJ Collins does the same thing. You see everybody in the zone go to the middle, and so Collins is wide open. The Hokies made three-point baskets the last time these two teams played. They've already got 6 tonight.
Yeah.
And interestingly, Wes, with the way they're shooting the three, you think they're all going in the basket, but they're only 6 for 15 from out there. In fact, 15 of their 29 field goal attempts have been from beyond the arc.
So help me, 12 assists on 13 baskets is also good, isn't it?
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I mean, Mike Young's got it hitting on all cylinders to the point that Jim Boeheim has to counter and bring Jesse Edwards now back onto the floor with the 2 fouls.
And Edwards has to be very careful, Wes. He's a very experienced player, but you've just got to be careful when you're playing with 2 fouls in the first half.
And we see Chris Bell, of course, freshman from Concord, California, inside. This is Brown maneuvering around and scoring. Second field goal for Malik Brown.
And Wes, for all the talk we've been doing about Virginia Tech's offense, Syracuse is only down 10, and they really haven't gotten anything going yet on offense.
Camden left open again. He'll hit.
Well, you know, if you shoot enough, eventually it's going in. That's his 4th attempt, his first make.
He had 6 points at Winston-Salem earlier this year. He's got his 4th three-pointer to start his scoring here tonight and push the lead to 13.
Keep in mind that Padula is on the bench here for Virginia Tech because he's got 2 fouls.
Hokies have hit 6 of their last 7 from the floor. Mutts trying to help with the double team with Collins on Mintz. 4 to shoot, and here is Brown skipping for Bell. Got to put it up. Does as the shot clock goes off, and it spins out. Malik Brown battled but couldn't control it, and Basile does for Virginia Tech.
Notice the Hokies in no hurry with Padula on the bench. Cattoor takes over at point guard, and that's Cattoor. He's so versatile.
3-ball Collins. MJ Collins has got a spectacular follow shot, and now 3 threes for his 11 in the first half.
Wes and the Orange are standing around looking at one another like, what do we do now?
The lead is blown to 16 at this point. Here's Taylor trying to answer, and does. Justyn Taylor's got 9. He averages just 5 against the league.
Well, he scored, what, 25 against Bryant earlier in the year?
That is correct, yeah. Here's Mutts. He's been the straw to stir the drink tonight, if you will, in the first half. Cattoor attacking. Skip pass. Camden thought about it. 10 to shoot. Cattoor.
Wes, once you get that zone scrambling, and that's what the Hokies did, if you keep moving the ball, eventually you're going to get a wide open shot.
16-point lead, and Mintz pushes it off the glass and in.
You got the idea that time that Mintz just said, enough of this. I'm taking the ball to the basket.
Yeah, he's got 8. The lead is 14 again.
And he's out there trying to fire up his guys on the defensive end.
Yep.
But the key to this whole thing has been getting that ball to Mutts on the inside.
Skipped quickly. Now here's Collins. Tried to go to Cattoor. I think Taylor got a hand on it with 7 to shoot. Back to Collins with 5. Here's Basile in the corner. He will drive and stepped out of bounds. Clarence Armstrong on the whistle. So with 4:13 to go, it's back to the Orange. Don't forget, we got a women's basketball quadruple header tomorrow. We'll start you at noon at the JMA Wireless Dome. Louisville and Syracuse, and then it's off to Tallahassee. Brooke Wyckoff in Florida State against Carol Lawson, number 16 Duke. And then it just, the beats keep coming, because then it's North Carolina and Clemson at 4 o'clock. And then the nightcap, the Commonwealth Cup. Kenny Brooks takes Virginia Tech to Charlottesville. 6 o'clock, presented by Food Lion, to see the Cavaliers. All that on ACC Network and streaming live for you on the app.
Wes, we had a foul, I think, called on Camden. He and Bell got mixed up out there, and the Hokies have been very aggressive on the defensive end.
And they're turned over. And here comes Collins. Mutts, and that's going to be 3 on Edwards. If that is on Edwards, that's 3, and it is. Jesse Edwards, 3rd as we go to break. Boeheim's team trails by 14.
And then he's knocked down 3 3-point baskets in 7, in the ACC play so far this year. He only has a total of 7, and he's got 3 more tonight. And he's got good shots, and he's knocked them down.
Well, and you see Justin Taylor for Syracuse keeping the Orange in the thick of it with his 3 threes.
Well, as badly as things have gone here for Syracuse, Wes, you have the opportunity here in the last 4 minutes of the half. Yeah. You just stay close. You don't allow the Hokies to go out on a run. Maybe you go on a little run yourself and try to get it under double digits. But 41 points in a half? That is some offensive performance for the Hokies. You notice the zone now contracting a little bit, trying to find Mutts.
There's Basile scoring easily through a double team.
Well, first of all, that's a dynamite pass, Wes. It's a tremendous catch in traffic, and then Basile doesn't hesitate. He just takes the ball right up through traffic and scores.
Boy, what a half for Justyn Mutts, and he's only got 1 field goal. Judah Mintz trying to, Judah Mintz trying to get Syracuse going, has 8 to shoot. Kick out 3, and Mutts collects the rebound in front of Malik Brown.
That's really good defense by Collins to keep Mintz from getting by. Again, Mintz not a great 3-point shooter. If you can force him into that shot, that's great.
Camden looking for some help. There is, what a pass. Backdoor slapped out by Brown, but right to Camden. Redshirt freshman from Downington, PA.
Well, that's the way the first half has gone for Syracuse. They get a great play at the basket, and the block shot goes right out to a shooter who knocks it down.
Camden's got 5. 2 field goals here in this first half. He only had 4 in the 12 games he'd played so far, and there's a block called, and that will be on Collins. It'll be his 2nd. That's the 6th on the Hokies. Quick reminder to you, Wednesday night, right here on ACC Network, Dan and I'll be at Smith Center in Chapel Hill. Boy, Pitt, Carolina for the 2nd time meet, and then Florida State and NC State in Raleigh at 9 o'clock.
Well, NC State with a big win today. Florida State with that really tough loss. That'll be an interesting event.
All of it for you.
The Pitt, they came back against Miami.
Sure did. What a terrific come-from-behind win. Most wins in the ACC for a Pitt team since Jamie Dixon went 9-9 in his last year, Dan. Panthers standing at 8 victories after the victory today. Here's Mintz attacking, and a foul to be ticketed to Mutts. And that's going to be Justyn Mutts' first. That is 7 now on Virginia Tech with 2:17 to play. Syracuse, by the way, 72% free throw shooting team in conference play at 11th in league play.
Wes, we've been talking about the Virginia Tech offense, but their defense, particularly the defense by Hunter Cattoor against Joe Girard, has been spectacular. Girard only has 2 points, both of them from the free throw line, and he's only attempted 2 field goals.
Second one good.
That's called smothering defense right there.
10 points for Justyn Mutts, 9 for Taylor. That's 19 of Syracuse's 29 between those two guys. Both on the floor as we work our way toward 2 minutes to play. Quick pass. Here's Camden. Step in 2 over the top, and Hema fouled him. Monir Hema draws his first.
Wes,
that'll be the 5th on the orange stand.
That's really good reaction by Camden. Nice job by Mintz to come flying at him before run him off that three-point line, but then he just steps inside and he has a nice jumper.
This youngster Camden, an interesting story, Dan. He played 2 minutes of the first game a year ago at Memphis and suffered a foot injury. So essentially he's a redshirt freshman who then went in the portal, comes here to Blacksburg, and chose Virginia Tech over LSU in the process.
I think Mike Young would be he'd be fun to play for if he were a player.
And a foul that time on Camden as Mintz was attacking at the head of the circle. That'll be the first on Camden. 8th now on the Hokies, so 1-1 will be the ticket for Mintz at the line.
Again, Mintz, the last couple of possessions has been really, really aggressive.
See Camden over to talk to Mike Jones, the associate head coach for Mike Young. And by the way, a terrific player in his own right. Here is Mintz, front end of the 1-1.
Mike Jones made me feel a little old today, Wes. He stopped me in the hallway and said that when he was in school, elementary school, he used to fake being sick the first day of the ACC tournament. And what he would do is he would stay at home and he would watch me doing games in the ACC tournament.
I got news for you, Mike. Get in line. A lot of us did that. Principal Foster at Bluford Elementary in Greensboro never caught on to my deal, though. Foul is ticketed to Monir Hema. It'll be his second. That is 6 on the orange.
What a great thing that was. You know,
yeah.
I mean, it was like the big deal in this part of the country where that's what people would do. They just want to watch the ACC tournament.
Yep, the quarterfinals used to be Thursday at noon. Just like they are now, come to think of it. Here's Mutts. Out front, Cattoor 10 to shoot. 90 seconds to go in this first half. A sparkling opening 20 minutes for the Hokies. Oh boy, Cattoor left open.
Wes, he was left open because Mutts drove to the basket and the defense collapsed on him. Mutts has been nothing short of fabulous tonight.
15 for Hunter Cattoor on 5 threes, Dan.
The ball goes into Mutts. Watch everybody chase Mutts, and then Mintz is running down to the corner because Basile's open, and Virginia Tech's been very good from the corner. But that's Hunter Cattoor out there. And like I said, the devil in the deep blue sea. Do you go cover Basile in the corner, or do you cover Cattoor at the top of the key? And when you're moving the ball as well as Virginia Tech has moved it, that's the kind of dilemma Syracuse is faced with.
You know, it's amazing the similarities after the win the other night against Duke, Dan, to where Virginia Tech is coming into tonight. A year ago, after 9 games, they were 2-7. They'd kind of been, you know, wobbling around in their conference season, right? And then all of a sudden they caught fire. The other night they beat Duke. They're 2-7 again. And here are the Hokies playing maybe one of their best halves of the year. They got 49 points with 1:21 to go.
Wes, and the funny thing about Virginia Tech is they did such a great job in the non-conference part of the schedule. Their metrics still look pretty good. The way everybody measures for whether or not you can get an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament, Virginia Tech is in decent shape. Our Joe Lunardi has them out of the tournament, but under consideration. But this is a team, they can get hot. They have some opportunities for big wins coming up. They just have to avoid stubbing their toe.
Well, they're playing terrific in this opening half. Building an 18-point lead. Mintz on the drive, lost it, got it back. 16 to shoot for the Orange.
Look at this kid.
Against Basile, the up and under. Rolled off. Camden ends up with it.
Well, you got to be careful about that, Wes, if you're Syracuse. He starts doing that. I'm talking about Mintz. Everybody else tends to stand around and watch. The Hokies have gotten their offense rolling with ball movement, and that's what the Orange need.
There's Mutts, knocked out of there, well played. Manier inside, Brown on the finish.
And that's generally a staple of the Syracuse offense. You get out, create your offense with your defense, but that's the first time we've seen that tonight.
Boy, nice play by the sophomore transfer, Manier Hema.
That's really the first time anybody's knocked the ball away from Mutts in there.
Yep. Cattoor, Camden now, 13 seconds to play. Brown gambled on the steal. 8 seconds. Here's Cattoor. Now Basile a three. Sure.
Why not?
Why not is right. And that will bring us to the end of the first half. My goodness. What a show, Dan.
What a tremendous show. I mean, great ball movement, great shooting, great defense. That Virginia Tech cannot afford to lose. You have to win all your 3 and 4 games, and then you got to get some 1 and 2 opportunities and get wins there if you're the Hokies.
It has been a terrific day in the ACC. We'll kind of cap it as we move through this second half. Edwards plays with 3 as we open the second half, and Jesse's got the ball at the post, and here is the rookie Mintz to work on Padula, who fouls him. And that is 3 on Sean Padula to start this second half.
Well, interestingly enough, Wes, Padula only played 10 minutes in the first half because of foul trouble. And Mintz is one of those hard-to-guard guys.
Yep.
You know, Padula did a nice job stopping him. He figures Mintz is going up for the jump shot, so he goes for the fake and he gets the foul.
Free throw is good for Judah Mintz. He's got 13 now in the ball game. 3 times he's been the ACC Rookie of the Week, and that's good as long as you're not comparing yourself to Kyle Filipowski. Misses the second one. By the way, Filipowski and the Blue Devils today. Filipowski 18.7 rebounds. Duke beat Georgia Tech by 43 in Atlanta. I mean, it was hard. I mean, it's a hard score to look at, Dan, and go, what? Here's the zone again, and Padula clutched on one out front. Here's Mintz, or Mutts rather, and the kick out 3. And Basile battled for it, and they got caromed out, and Judah Mintz now takes over. And the Orange, Girard had a quiet first half, too.
Well, he only took 2 shots.
Yeah, just a couple of free throws for his talent.
And basically, Cattoor was all over him.
MJ Collins is going to get whistled for the foul. And the foul on Collins will be his 3rd. It is the 2nd on the Hokies quickly here to start the second.
And that's the 2nd time they fouled Mintz here in the second half, Wes. And we've only played 1 minute in the second half, and Mintz has already been fouled 8 times in this game.
Yep. Pretty much a sellout here tonight at the Castle on a Saturday night. Great environment. Here is Edwards rolling and scoring. 3rd field goal for Jesse Edwards.
And here's some pressure by Syracuse.
Turned over. Girard off the giveaway, the scoop. And they'll battle for it. Brown comes up with it. Can't finish. And the rebound pulled away by Justyn Mutts.
That's good scrap by Syracuse, but just couldn't finish.
Jim Boeheim's thrown a little full court in there occasionally as this year's worn on.
Well, they've pressed a little bit, Wes. It's to speed up the game, to change the tempo. They usually don't stay in this very long, but they need to do something to change the way this game has flowed.
Yep. The Hokies were tactical against this zone, and that ball got kicked by Edwards. 4.2 will be reset to 20. That's a break for Virginia Tech.
It is a break for Virginia Tech, and Mutts is, you know, that's a time where I think he threw a pass when he should have taken that 10-foot jump shot.
Padula just going to throw a go route to Cattoor in the backcourt. Quick pass, Basile open out of the corner. Bangs away on the rim, and here's Judah Mintz. Now Syracuse can take their time here, but don't forget you're down 16. Bell's 3.
Yes, you have to take good shots.
Yep.
And I don't think that was a good shot. Bell can really shoot the 3, but I think you want to move the defense around a little bit and get yourself a rhythm 3.
Dan told you Padula was scoreless, and then spent the last 10 minutes on the bench at the end of the half. Basile out of the corner. Mutts tried to follow, couldn't. And here are the Orange with another try.
Well, the Hokies are not going to shoot 62% for the game, so the Orange being presented with a bit of an opportunity here, but they can't convert either.
Yeah, Mintz misses a soft jumper. And Virginia Tech, who had 52 at the half, is stuck on that number still 3 minutes into the second 20. Collins will try and unlock the basket. Nope, long miss. Basile cleaning up inside, skips for Cattoor, 3-ball. Got it. 6 threes for Hunter Cattoor. Tied his season high. He had 6 earlier this year against William and Mary.
Boy, and Cattoor is all over Joe Girard.
And a drive. Mintz will go to the deck. And Jamie Luckey, I think
he called that a charge.
Is that a charge on Judah Mintz? Yes, it is.
Mutts does a nice job stepping in. He's just barely outside that restricted area.
Checking back in for the Hokies, number 11, John Camden.
John Camden is reported back for Virginia Tech.
Number 5, Justyn Taylor.
Kind of a nasty fall for both guys, but both appear okay. Camden's checked in. Justyn Taylor had a nice first half for Coach Boeheim, is also reported back. And here is Padula. Quick bounce pass through traffic. Camden ahead to Justyn Mutts. Crowd wanted him to challenge the basket. You see what the Hokies have done their last 2 games. Monday night against Duke, they were just sparkling. Here is Padula trying to get them going again. Now another 3, first points of the night for Padula.
That's 48% from 3 tonight, and that was before those last 2 threes.
Yep.
You expect Padula to get going at some point.
Lead is 22 now. 4 minutes into this second half at the Castle. Girard out front. Attacking on the dribble, now picks up on the pressure. And now Mintz will try and make something happen. Little runner, and he will draw the Padula foul. That is 4 on Padula, and that is 3 on the Hokies. Free throws when we come back in Blacksburg, where this week
he was one of the main, if not the main face of ACC basketball on television. You simply cannot talk about the history of ACC basketball without acknowledging the pivotal role played by Billy Packer.
Yeah, and it was interesting. You mentioned in the first half the kids that hung out of school on Thursdays. Well, they were more than likely in the 70s watching Billy Packer, Jim Thacker, and Bones McKinney at the Greensboro Coliseum. And then the nation found out about Billy Packer from 34 straight Final Fours, Dan.
Well, Wes, I am not objective at all about Billy Packer. In 1991, when CBS expanded their coverage of the NCAA tournament and they needed more announcers, particularly more analysts, Billy Packer told his bosses at CBS to hire me, some 37-year-old nobody from nowhere. And that started what has now become a 33-year run for me. So I owe a great deal personally to Billy Packer. I'm going to miss him.
Yeah, we're all going to miss Billy Packer. Here's Basile on the catch. And he will score with the right hand. 16 now for Basile, his first points of the second half. Out of the turnover, here is Collins. He's got players with him. Camden. And the ball got slapped around after the missed layup. And here's Symir Torrance trying to flip the Orange to transition. And Basile will slap that off the glass, and that will be a basket for Symir Torrance. It'll be his first points of the game.
Torrance got it up there, but somebody else got a hand on it. I don't know that this one was going in the basket. But that ball's above the rim, and it hit the glass, it hit the backboard, and that's a goaltender.
Out of the double team, you see Virginia Tech work it to the front court.
Well, again, now they played 10 minutes in the first half without Padula. They're going to have to play most of the second half without Padula.
And that ball got knocked away on an entry pass to the pivot area where that was costly in the first half against the Orange. Syracuse has kind of handled that a little better here in the second half.
Well, that time Brown did a really good job. He's got really quick hands.
That youngster Malik Brown with the ball, drawing his first start of the year tonight, and gets the dunk on the baseline. Fourth field goal for Brown. He's got 8. And here's that pressure again offered by Boeheim's team. Inbounds to Collins, the double team. And quick ball movement gets it in the forecourt for the Hokies. It has been all Virginia Tech tonight.
Yeah, but here recently, the last few possessions, Syracuse has really ratcheted up the defensive intensity. Not quite so easy to get the ball in the middle of that zone.
Here's Collins. Camden. Quick entry, Basile. Oh, nice turn and score. 18 for Basile now, Dan, on his 8th field goal.
He is really skilled, Wes. That's not an easy shot. That little 6-foot jump hook.
Mintz hits. 4th field goal of the night for Judah Mintz. He's got 18 points, or I'm sorry, 17.
And that was another 3.
So it is 18 points for Mintz. Cattoor has had a hot hand here tonight, too.
You don't want to hold the ball too long if you're the Hokies against this defense.
Basile caught it, foul from behind. That's Taylor. Another nice entry pass by Mutts. Basile will get a couple of free throws. Don't forget, Monday night on ACC Network at 7 o'clock, the Huddle crew will have the exclusive reveal of the ACC's football schedule for 2023. They'll break down each team. Jordan Cornette with E.J. Manuel, Coach Rick, and Roddy Jones, ladies and gentlemen.
Roddy Jones
joins the fray. That's available for you on the ESPN app and, of course, here at ACC Network. 5th point of the half, 19 for Basile. Missed the back end, and Cattoor gets the long bounding rebound. There's Collins. Tried to get it to Mutts there. Boy, nice job by Torrance to fall in front, and there's a pass too hot to handle for Basile. And the Hokies give it away. Up 18 with about 7 minutes gone here in the second half.
I'm telling you what, if you're down low and Mutts has the ball, you better be ready.
Yep.
He rifled that one a little bit out of the reach of Basile. One of the few mistakes Mutts has made tonight.
Here's Taylor, a catch-and-shoot 3. Oh, Justyn Taylor, I'm impressed, Dan. His first double-figure effort against the league. He's got 12 now on 4 threes.
And all the threes he's made, Rich, have been of the catch-and-shoot variety.
Yep. Here's Collins getting it to Camden. Now Mutts feeds Basile. 21 for Basile. He's now had 20 or more in 3 of the last 5 games, and it's his 5th 20-point game of the year.
And Syracuse, they attacked, right? They pulled that ball out of the net and went flying down the court, and so Mutts picks up the foul, trying to stop Brown.
2nd on Mutts, 4th on the Hokies. And here is Malik Brown. Uh-oh. Dan, do you know what's in play now?
No, I don't. Are we giving away bacon?
Yeah. Crowd will tell you. Just ripped their hearts out, didn't he?
We're giving away bacon, really?
That's it, yeah. You get a certificate for bacon. Corey Alexander and I walked out of here with some certificates last year for bacon. Here's Brown again. Boy, the pressure of Boeheim's team here has cut this to 14 now. Malik Brown with 5.5. That ball got deflected away, and they'll battle for it, and Camden scoops it up. Trying to calm things down. Here's Collins.
Well, that's not precisely the way they drew the press breaker up, but they'll take it.
There's Mutts. Basile again. And then lost out of bounds by Monir Hema. And that will get us to a timeout. Well, Grant Basile started this game with a 3 from the corner. He's now attacking the rim. Another 20-point night for Basile and the Hokies in front by
gold standard. And with the NCAA Tournament Selection Committee, when we get to the end of the year, one of their biggest factors is going to be quad 1 wins. And the other team there, the Clemson Tigers, that was a quad 3 game for them. And I don't think a lot of people, metrics-wise, believe in the Tigers, even though they're having a great year. That was a game they could not afford to lose. And so the fact that they won it is huge for the Clemson Tigers.
Yep, good win for Brad Brownell on the heroics of Chase Hunter. 3-point play in the final 4 seconds. Here is Camden, a 3. Spins out. And Manir Hema, the rebound for the Orange.
Wes, this is a 14-point game.
Yep.
I mean, Syracuse has clawed their way back into it.
They're trailed by as many as 22 of the Orange. Here's Mintz, a fall-away 2 is good.
2-point pass is good.
And that's, Mintz has made a couple of threes today, but his drives to the basket and his mid-range jump shooting ability.
He's got 8.5 and 20 in the ball game.
And that's a foul against Miller, I think. Collins, excuse me. That's a foul against Collins.
So Collins will pick up his 4th.
So that's 4 on Collins, 4 on Padula.
Yep.
And Wes, we've got a 12-point game.
Yep, sure do. It's team foul number 5 on the Hokies. And here is Mintz. Now, if this thing gets into single digits, Dan. Mintz out of a double team here, and he stepped out of bounds. Yep, sure did. Mutts did a beautiful job, I thought, helping Cattoor force that double, Dan.
Well, Mutts and Cattoor have played together for a while, Wes, and that was really a good job because what you want to do is get the ball out of the hands of Mintz.
Yeah. Collins. Front court, here's Mutts. Remember, no Padula. He's got the 4 fouls that Dan just mentioned. And Camden playing more minutes tonight. He hadn't played in the last 2 games and played 1 minute at Virginia. Here's Basile, 3 out of the corner, and Brown the rebound.
Wes, the shots that were going in the first half are not going here as frequently in the second half.
Yep. Here's Brown, foul line area. Now Taylor another 3. And Justyn Mutts had a shot at it, caromed off the head of Torrance, and it will go to the Hokies. Don't forget, coming up when we're done here tonight at the Castle, nothing but net. Kelsey Riggs. She's got Joel Berry, Carlos Boozer in studio tonight. Full coverage of the 7 ball games on the ACC schedule tonight. Some analysis and thoughts, as well as look at updated standings and more. Here is Mutts finishing from Basile. Just the 2nd field goal for the grad student, Justyn Mutts.
Wes, and that's the way you want to attack a press. When a team presses you, you want to make them pay for pressing you, and you do that by getting an easy basket.
Here is Torrance. Symir working on Collins. Taylor a 3. And Torrance gives the Orange another chance. And Taylor a little strong, and Cattoor the rebound. Brown trying to force Cattoor, and there's a foul on Malik Brown, the freshman from Culpeper, Virginia. It'll be his first and the 3rd on the Orange.
Wes, the Hokies have been, I think, a little bit passive in attacking this press, but not that time. Nice job by Camden to get the ball over half court and get it immediately down to the baseline, and that allows Basile the opportunity to see the play develop in front of him.
So team foul number 4 on Syracuse. Cattoor breaks the pressure.
See, and that's what Mutts has been doing, is catching the ball and standing there. It'd be better if he did what Camden did the last time, and that is catch the ball and attack.
What have you seen? Syracuse done anything differently, Dan?
I think they're just being a little bit more aggressive, Wes. And to be perfectly honest with you, the Hokies are missing shots.
Yeah.
These are the kind of shots that Virginia Tech was getting in the first half, and they made a very high percentage of it.
Yeah, they hit 11 threes, and there's a foul on the Orange.
Syracuse number 1, Malik Brown.
And it's on Malik Brown. It'll be his 2nd. It's the 15th foul on Jim Boeheim's glove.
And that hurt Hunter Cattoor a little bit. Cattoor here is trying to come over the screen, and they bang hips. And that Hunter Cattoor works so hard on the defensive end. If you're going to screen him, you have to get stopped, and you've got to be ready for some contact.
Well, of course, Dan, you know, he's been battling an injury with that left arm. He's got a sleeve on the arm. He's got pad around the elbow and up on the forearm.
Wes, and we knew it already, but certainly we've seen how important Hunter Cattoor is to this team.
Yep, here is Mutts. And Justyn slipped, but was able to keep his balance and possession.
And again, so Syracuse presses, and they're allowed to drop back into the zone.
Here's Collins. Nice pass, Basile. And it rolls in. What a night for Basile. He's got 23 in the ball game.
And what a night for Cattoor. That's either 6 or 7 assists for him to go along with his scoring.
Basile's season high is 30. Earlier in the campaign against Delaware State, and he comes up with the orange turnover. 8 minutes to go at Blacksburg. Hokies trying to get their 3rd conference win. Mutts, the jump shot, fell off the rim. Basile the rebound. First one blocked, second one good.
Wow.
18-point advantage now for the Hokies, Dan, and boy, Grant Basile's been terrific.
Well, Mutts actually takes the shot. This is the first time he's taken one, and Basile right around the basket, gets the first one blocked, knocked the second one home. What a performance.
Right?
Well, that's a pretty clever thing, and that's great that you go with the kids and paint the shoes. That sounded like it was a fun project.
Yep. Here is Bell. Inside 7.5 to go, and turned over by the orange. Cattoor for Mutts. And it was touched on the glass by Bell. And that will be the basket for Justyn Mutts, who's impacted this game far more than his 6 points would indicate. Timeout on the floor in Blacksburg. Hokies by 20. Years, including in the early 1970s when my partner Dan Bonner played basketball at the University of Virginia.
We were playing a freshman game.
Okay, it's a freshman game.
And even though it's a freshman game, they still had a lot of lunatics in here because they were playing.
Easy, there were fans, but go ahead.
Okay, well, what fans?
So what happened here?
Well, I went and I tried to steal the ball, and I ran into that wall, and the wall doesn't have much give to it.
What
and
does
this thing, that
the long
bird,
neck Hokie bird?
Yes, came and pecked me on the head. It was humiliating.
Gerard, 3-ball for the orange out of the timeout.
And that's Gerard's first field goal today.
Yeah, it is. He had 24 in the first meeting. He's now got 5, and the orange take it away, and here is Mintz.
Give it back to Gerard.
Jesse Edwards, he's playing with 3 fouls, so is Judah Mintz.
And Basile has the same idea that I did. He's trying to guard Gerard.
And now Mutts almost got the turnover. Here is Mintz, a 3. And Brown the rebound. 3rd try for the orange. Gerard attacking on the dribble. Blocked out of there by Lynn Kidd, who returned to the lineup during the timeout.
Wow.
The long neck Hokie bird pecked you in the head?
Yes.
That's awesome. What a fantastic memory of you in Castle Coliseum.
It's not really a very good memory of mine. We lost the game. I got pecked on the head. What more can I say?
By the long neck bird. Lynn Kidd stripped of it over the inline. It will stay with Virginia Tech, but only 8 to shoot here for Mike Young's team. You see Lynn Kidd, who started his career at Clemson, has done a nice job. Started the Duke game, played 20 minutes. Dan on Monday night, 4 points and 4 rebounds. Here's Basile, a real 3. And the rebound for Brown. Then he saved it to Camden, who scored. 8 for John Camden tonight.
Boy, Wes, Syracuse had cut it to 12, and they had possession. And now suddenly it's back out to 19.
Career high for Camden. Mintz, floater, fell off the rim for Kidd.
Boy, Brown does a nice job getting in position for those offensive rebounds.
Malik Brown, who started tonight, has deserved the opportunity to start tonight. Long, young freshman player for Jim Boeheim from Culpeper, Virginia. That ball got turned over. Here's Edwards, and then stolen by Cattoor and Mutts.
Did Edwards just try a behind-the-back pass at midcourt that got stolen?
I think so.
Good heavens.
And Justyn Mutts sets it down after the Syracuse turnover. Virginia Tech has pushed this back to a 21-point lead at 77-56. And Dan, I keep thinking about last year in relation to this year, and knowing that Virginia Tech's got a road game at Miami on Tuesday night, and all of a sudden Mike Young and the folks in Blacksburg with some momentum.
There's opportunity out there, Wes, and again, it's opportunity that was created by the fact that Virginia Tech did what they were supposed to do in the non-conference part of the season. Their only non-conference loss was to a very good College of Charleston team.
Yep.
And they struggled shooting the ball. They were without Hunter Cattoor. And, of course, none of that matters. People talk about, wow, the tournament selection committee, they consider games you lost without one of your players. But, you know, I don't know that there's really a whole lot of validity to that. A loss is still a loss. But Virginia Tech now has some opportunities. The Miami and Virginia games, they would be quad one opportunities, which would be very important. Boston College, Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, those are games the Hokies have to win. And again, it's a quad one opportunity because if you play on the road and your opponent's net is between 1 and 75 and you win that game, it's a quad one win. Virginia is the only team at the moment in the ACC that you can get a quad one win playing them at home. Because when you play them at home, the net is 1 through 30 and Virginia's 15.
Yep. Carolina, by the way, off this weekend, playing Pitt on Wednesday night in Chapel Hill, has a net of 31 as Edwards draws the foul from Kidd.
So now we going back to this Bacon business again?
That's it. And we're going there with Jesse Edwards, who is a 71% free throw shooter and going there for the first time tonight to shoot 2. Now, Dan, the key is he has to miss them both.
Okay, all right.
And now, see, the whole deal goes to the side.
Well, see, they've got a great meat lab here, Wes, and Jordan Wicks is the manager of the meat lab, so she's probably prepared if he misses them both, but would prefer that she hang on to her bacon.
Well done. Your research knows no bounds. Inbounds knocked away by Syracuse. It will stay with Virginia Tech.
You know, it's no surprise here at Virginia Tech they're giving away bacon.
No. And it is added to the environment here at the Castle, by the way.
Well, and this is a great environment even without the bacon.
That's it. And we got a 10-second count. So Virginia Tech commits the violation. And people may say, well, wait a second, that ball got knocked out of bounds earlier.
Well, that's what Mike Young is saying.
Mike Young's talking about the ball got knocked out of bounds, so didn't we get a fresh 10 on the inbounds? Which he does, right? If the ball got knocked out of bounds by Syracuse, doesn't Virginia Tech get a new 10?
You get a new 10 if you call a timeout.
So here is Mintz, and that's a fall away 2, and he's fouled by Cattoor. 7th foul on Virginia Tech with 4:45 to go. So again, when Syracuse knocked the ball out of bounds on the original inbounds pass, they do not reset for the 10, right?
Well, Wes, if they knocked it out of bounds on the original inbounds pass, no, they're not going to reset the 10.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
No.
So that's why Virginia Tech then had the 10-second violation. Mintz misses the free throw. Yep.
Jordan better get ready in her meat lab.
Apparently. Back
Did he just save her bacon?
Yes, he did. Yeah. Our producer, Daniel Gibbons, and our director, Eric Frey, tonight have really enjoyed this portion of the broadcast. It's an award-winning portion for them. So, meanwhile, it's a 19-point game with under 5 to go.
Well, how many times does the Virginia Tech Meat Lab get mentioned on a basketball
team? Tonight would be one. Not sure if this is the first one. Here's Padula out of the double team. Hokies 2-on-1. Basile back for Mutts, who is fouled by Edwards. That'll be his 4th. And the 6th on the orange. By the way, Jim Boeheim is out of timeouts in this ball game tonight.
Hope Mutts is okay there. That's, when a guy goes in like that and gets fouled, you're not really trying to protect yourself when you fall.
Yep. 24-year-old grad student, Millville, New Jersey. And got to tell you, this is one of the more engaging young people in ACC basketball, Justyn Mutts. As you see, Jim Boeheim not happy at all with the proceedings tonight.
Well, when you've coached for 47 years, Wes, you have probably had a lot of games where you haven't been happy with the proceedings.
4.5 to go. And Torrance with Mintz now. Syracuse trails too big to waste a lot of clock. And Mutts the rebound. Here is Padula back on the floor with the 4 fouls, and Torrance will reach across to commit the foul.
Well, Padula's back in there because they're using a 3-guard lineup now with Collins and Cattoor and Padula in there to try to handle this pressure.
So Mintz will come out after Torrance commits the foul.
Wes, one of the interesting things is Padula here at the line, he really has not played a lot of minutes tonight.
Yep.
He's been in foul trouble, and Virginia Tech has done a lot of this without his presence on the court.
3rd best free throw shooter in the ACC at 85%. Is one of 9 kids in the Padula family from Edmond, Oklahoma. Second one good.
He had a solid freshman year last year. But, I mean, he worked really hard in the weight room. He bulked up, and he's got some physical strength to go along with that boundless energy that he possesses.
Yep. Syracuse finds themselves in this 22-point hole, and it's been impacted by hitting just one of their last 8 from the floor in a 3-minute scoring drought here. And Torrance will end all of that with a drop, his 4th point. And the orange continues with the pressure here. Basile back from Mutts, out of Collins, and the Hokies are into the forecourt.
And the Hokies really are in no rush right now, Wes. With a 20-point lead, under 4 minutes to go, you don't have to be attacking that pressure. You don't want to totally take your foot off the gas. You want to keep playing with the same pace that you played.
There's a steal by Edwards. Torrance with the turnover. Gerard launches. And the rebound for Camden. Oh, what a night it has been for John Camden.
Yeah.
Without Darius Maddox being available tonight for this team, Camden has done a terrific job.
Without Darius Maddox and with Padula being in foul trouble.
Yep. Basile. Long miss on a 3, under 3 minutes to go. Well, Syracuse does not have time to sour. They have Virginia Monday night at home, Dan. And there's Gerard on the drive. He's got 7 now in the ball game.
And Virginia, big win today against Boston College. Wow.
Mutts from a terrific drive. 10.5, 12 in the game for Justyn Mutts.
What hasn't Mutts done today?
Oh, terrific night for Mutts.
He's got 11 rebounds. He's got 8 assists.
And there's the spinning score for Edwards.
And I think that, you talk about Edwards and his scoring, that really hurt Syracuse today with Edwards getting in early foul trouble.
Kadir Copeland, the freshman from Philadelphia, commits the foul. We'll step aside here in Blacksburg. Miami, we mentioned already, hosts took the floor for Mike Young a couple of weeks ago, Dan.
Well, you've got Cattoor back, and you have Collins suddenly playing very effectively. And, I mean, for heaven's sakes, if he gets contributions like this off the bench from Camden.
Yeah.
And, Wes, you have to say that, they were 2-7 in the league last year, and basically the reason they got rolling is the ball started to go in the basket.
Dan, they went 9-2 in their last 11 to finish 11-9. Here is Copeland now. This is a young freshman from Philadelphia who went to IMG Academy with Justin Taylor as well. And there's a whistle and foul in a 20-point game. It'll be on Grant Basile. It'll be his second, the 8th on the Hokies. Symir Torrance to the line. And Torrance takes the starch right out of the bacon. The other thing that strikes you about Virginia Tech, and again, without Maddox's availability, you look at M.J. Collins. I mean, Maligel Poteet checks in. We haven't seen much of him tonight. The depth, and Dan, if these guys are coming together for Young a lot like last year, well, this crowd will be a handful down the stretch in February.
Yeah, I think so, Wes. And again, the key is they have to avoid injuries. And we've said it a couple times, the Hunter Cattoor injury sort of derailed things. You have to avoid injuries, and let's face it, you have to make shots, and they certainly did. They didn't turn it over. They made shots in that first half.
Poteet will draw the foul of Hema.
And how about that from Padula? He's not going to get an assist on that, but good heavens.
Maligel Poteet from Reidsville, North Carolina, is a transfer from Rice. 79% free throw shooter. He will get a couple here.
Wes, and we've both been around the ACC for a long time. And, Syracuse, they haven't been in as long as we have. But still, you rarely see the Syracuse zone defense dissected with the efficiency and ruthlessness that Virginia Tech did tonight.
Well, and Justyn Mutts, a huge piece of that. There goes Copeland on the drive, and that'll get a foul called. So a couple of free throws coming for Kadir Copeland. Poteet will draw his first. And now Copeland is 4 of 5 at the line this year.
Well, so the fans are chanting bacon, but he's 4 of 5, so the bacon is probably safe.
And the first one good. Syracuse, who had split their last 6 coming into tonight, staring a 3rd loss in the last 4 games before hosting Virginia Monday night. And they lost 73-66, by the way, the Cavaliers in Charlottesville back on the 7th of January. Here's Padula, and he is bumped and fouled, and that is John Bol Ajak, the redshirt junior from the south of Sudan. And that'll be his first, and that is 9 on the orange. Don't forget, women's basketball tomorrow, high noon start. Felicia Leggett-Jack has done a marvelous job in year 1 at Syracuse, and Jeff Walls brings Louisville in after a hard loss the other night. That gets our coverage started. Then at 2 o'clock, presented by Food Line, Duke and Florida State at Tallahassee. Carolina Clemson from Little John at 4. And then the Hokies and Cavaliers from the JPJ at 6, presented by Food Line. Quadruple dip of women's basketball on ACC Network and always available on the app.
Big hand for Justyn Mutts as he exits.
Yep. Terrific night, huh?
Well, I'll tell you how terrific it was, Wes. He's 2 assists short of a triple-double.
85-68. And Padula the rebound of the miss. Sean will lob for Collins. And he caught the end line, Jamie Lucky says, so that'll turn it over to the Orange with 73 seconds left.
And Mike Young is telling him just slow down a little bit.
Yeah. Fellas, I think we're going to have win number 13 in our pocket. It'll be their 2nd straight win in the ACC. after beating Duke on Monday night to get a win here tonight. And a scoop from Torrance. He's got 8 all in the second half.
Weston, you were talking about it. They go to Miami, and then their game next weekend is Virginia here.
Yep, sure is.
They've got a big week coming up.
Tell you what a Saturday it has been in the ACC. You had a 3-point game at Pittsburgh, a 1-point game at Clemson and Florida State. You had a 2-point game in Winston-Salem, and the Hokies are getting ready to put a cap on it with their second win of the week and third in conference play.
Well, that win by Clemson is just amazing.
Here's Padula with the shot clock winding down, and Camden the rebound, and basically Virginia Tech can wind this out. Boy, that first half now was strong as morning coffee, Dan.
That was about as well as you'll see a Virginia Tech team play, particularly on the offensive end. My heavens.
And there's a shot clock violation with 1.8 seconds left. Dan told you Mutts was within a whisker of a triple-double. 11 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists tonight as Virginia Tech made this look easy.
Well, they did, and this is the Syracuse team, West, that has been playing pretty well. You know, they had a tough loss against North Carolina, but Virginia Tech just took them apart.
Yep, sure did. Hokies are impressive tonight. 85-70 is the final.